Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. I am Navaj, and in today's video, we are going to launch our first AWS EC2 instance step by step. If you are completely new to AWS or cloud computing, don't worry. By the end of this video, you will have your own virtual server running on the cloud. In this video, we will not only learn how to create the EC2 instance, but also clear the why behind of the options that we are going to choose while launching our first AWS EC2 instance. So let's get start. So here we are on the login page of AWS. I am directly signing into my account as I have already created my account in AWS. If you guys have not created yet account, then you can create here from here. And this is the I am user. We can see in the next video what is the I am user. So right now I will sign in by using my credential. And once I log in, we will start to launch our EC2 instance. So here we guys, I have successfully logged in to my AWS account using my credentials. So before we launch, let's quickly understand what EC2 actually is. EC2 stands for Elastic Compute Cloud. It's basically a virtual machine on AWS where you can run your applications, websites, or even databases. Think of it like a computer in Amazon's data center that you can access anytime from anywhere. We also can search here in the search box EC2. Then you click on EC2. It will take a little bit time. So click on dashboard. Here you can see the resources in that instances in the running state, then elastic IPs, GPS, and a lot of there. So I will click on instances. So here you can see instance state is equal to running. So you can see is there that only instances can show which are in the running state. So there is a no instance which is in running state. So I will clear this filter and then I will click on launch instance as I have to launch the new instance. You can see this instance, but it's in terminated state. So I will click on launch instances to launch our new instance. So in the name and tags section, he's asking about the name that we have to provide for our server. So I will give here my testing server. Then scroll down. Here you can see application and OS images. Amazon machine image. So we can also call it as a AMI. So think of AMI like your operating system template. For example, Amazon Linux, Mac OS, Ubuntu, Windows, Red Hat, and whatever we are seeing here. So I will choose Amazon Linux because it's a lightweight, secure, and fully compatible with the AWS tools. You guys also can select Ubuntu or Red Hat. Scroll down. Here you can see the instance type. This is where you decide your virtual server's hardware, CPU, and memory. You will see many options here like T2 Nano, T2 Micro, then T3 Large, T3 Medium. So now here I will select T2 Micro because it's a free tier eligible, meaning it's costs zero for new users for the 1 year. It comes with one CPU and 1 GB RAM. So it's perfect for testing, learning and small web servers. So I will go with the T2 Micro. You can select other like there is many options T3 Micro, T3 Small or T3 Medium. It will give you more power or more space, but you will also start getting bill per hour. So it will be very costful for the testing or practice purpose. So I will go with the T2 macro. It's a free. Then scroll down. Here is the key. Here is the key pair. When we connect to our server using SSH, AWS doesn't use a normal password login. Instead, it uses a private key file called .pem. So we will see that the format of .pem and .ppk. You can see here, you can also select the keys that you have already created to connect with your server, but I want to create my new key pair. So here we have to enter the name of our key, my testing server, and I will keep it RSA algorithm to create my key. And here is the other ED 25519. So I will keep it as a RSA. Then you can see here private key file format. Now, if you are using a Windows and a Putty software, then Putty doesn't read .pem files directly. It only accepts .ppk files. So, we will use a small tool called PuttyGen to convert .pem into .ppk if we are using the Windows. But as I am using the Linux to connect because I have a WSL installed in my terminal, Windows terminal. WSL is nothing but the Windows system for Linux. So I will go with the .pm. So you guys can select .ppk if you are using the Windows machine. So I will click on create a key pair. So I have downloaded my testing server.pm. Okay, then scroll down. Here is the network settings. So you can click on edit. You can select existing security group, or you can go with the creating new one security group. So I will go with the create security group. Here you can see inbound security group rules. First of all, we have to know that what is the security group. Security group is nothing but the firewall that we are using for our OS level, or we can say for our instance security group is the act as a firewall. So here I'm the by default they have kept SSH enabled with the port 22 source type from anywhere. So if I want that others user will connect to my server all or they should have to reach on my web server, then I can add a security group rule for the port 80, means we can say HTTP. So if I have to allow HTTP traffic on my instance or server that people should have to reach on my server, then I have to allow HTTP from anywhere port 80. If I don't add the security group rule into the our security group, then people, if I have created web server on our instance, then even after that people will not able to connect with our server if I have not allowed this security group rule. So I have allowed it, and in the configure storage I will keep it as a default because it's enough 8 GB RAM, 8 GB space to run our server. So I will click on launch instance. We have done with our configuration, so I will click on launch instances. So wait for a little bit time, it will launching our instance. Yes, so our instance has been launched, so we have to see that. So we click on view all instances. So you will go here, then you have to refresh, then you can see our my testing server in pending state. So wait for a little bit, 10 to 15 seconds, it will come into the running state. I will refresh it. It's taking a little bit time. I will refresh it again. So guys, you can see our instance is now in a running state. So if you want to connect it directly, as I have selected AMI as a Amazon machine, so I can able to connect directly to my server by clicking on connect. After that, I have to keep it as the default. Our server will connect by using the public IP. So I will click on connect so that our EC2 instance is connecting. In new tab, it's showing establishing connection. Here it will also take a little bit time to connect our server. Just wait for a minute. Here is it will show the public IP of our server and the private IP of our server. But this EC2 instance always will connect with the public IP. If you want to access your server from outside of the any software, you can say the putty software, then you have to enter the public IP into that. So here guys, we have successfully connected with our EC2 instance. So here you can run any command like ls, then free -h to check our memory, and -h for the disk space usage. So guys, we have successfully connected with our server. But if you have chosen the AMI or the image template as a Red Hat or Ubuntu, and you are using Mac or any distribution of Linux instead of Windows, so you have to come to your terminal. I will click on WSL to open terminal. You guys can open your terminal from if you are using Mac OS or the any Linux distribution. Then I will go into the downloads folder and I will check the key file I have downloaded. Yes, it's present here. So I will try to connect with my EC2 instance server by with this key SSH-I, then my key name, and then the username I want to connect with EC2 EC2 user at the rate, and we have to enter the public IP of our server. I will copy it from here. I will enter here. So when you're first time you try to connect with your server, it will ask you, are you sure you want to continue connecting? Then I will type yes. But guys, I have got the error. This is the bad permission to our key file. So let's check. So guys, here you can see permission to our file is 644. But whenever we're trying to connect with our EC2 instance, then it will be not supported to the permissions of 644. So we have to change this permission from 644 to 600. So I will change this permission from 604 to 600, my testing server. So then I will try to reconnect with my EC2 instance, and I will enter. Here guys, you can see I have successfully connected with my EC2 instance. So make sure whenever you're trying to connect with your EC2 instance, you have to change your key file permissions from 644 to 600, and then you can log into the server. So today we didn't just launch an EC2 instance, but we understood every choice we made, like why EC2 is used, why we select T2.micro, difference between .pem and .ppk key file, and in short, we can say you didn't just follow the steps, you learn why those steps exist. So make sure to like the video if you found it helpful, and subscribe to our channel to support us, and drop a comment if you have any doubt. And also you can drop a comment on which service I have to make the new video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video, guys.